Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Marquita here with late nights, early mornings, and I am just here to give you a couple of updates with my channel as well as talk about a couple of things I have been getting into the past couple of months. So again, if you're new here, welcome. First off, channel updates or uploads rather, not so much updates. For those who might be new, or if you've been here for a while, you might be wondering about my upload schedule. For the most part, I've been pretty consistent about uploading at least twice a week. And what I'm trying to do is really focus on getting 2 designated days, and that is Tuesday and Thursday, which have been my pretty much designated and goal days to get things uploaded. Doesn't always happen, but those are the main days I'm trying to focus on so that you as my subscribers know when to expect a video. So if you want to, plan your life and be like, oh yeah, videos coming today. Yes, Tuesday and Thursday will be the days in which I will be focusing on uploading the majority of my content. Sunday will also be what I consider my bonus day, and also the day in which I do gardening and AeroGarden and houseplant updates. I know that the majority of my audience is not so much here for the houseplants and the AeroGardening and all of that stuff, but there are some people that do enjoy that content, and I actually enjoy tracking the progress of the things in which I am growing. So I will still be producing that content, but I want to give it a day as well, and that will be Sunday. So that may not be every Sunday. It really just depends on what I'm growing. As the title for that section, I guess you could say, of my channel is how it's growing. So it really just depends on how it's growing in terms of how often you might see content related to that. But right now I am growing things in my AeroGarden. If you've been watching, you have seen things in my about my AeroGarden, which is the bell peppers that I'm growing. So I actually will have a video coming on Sunday about that. When you guys see this video, that will already be up, but there will be a Sunday post about that, and probably for the next few weeks it'll be a Sunday post regarding the AeroGarden progress. I will be probably starting a new AeroGarden going soon, so I'll be updating on that as well. But I just want to let those know who are here for the houseplant and AeroGarden content. Sundays will be your day, and Sunday will also be the day in which I may post other miscellaneous things that aren't necessarily core content that I focus on, which if you're wondering like what is core content, core content is what the majority of my videos will focus on. That will be things like product reviews, clothing hauls, maybe like empties videos, or just reviewing some kind of things that, whether it's beauty, it could be items that I found on Amazon, that type of thing. So basically shopping, lifestyle, product reviews, beauty, makeup, that type of thing. That will be that's my, I guess you would say, core content, but it doesn't mean there aren't other things that I do enjoy or that I want to share with you guys. So Sundays will kind of be my miscellaneous day, but it will also be a dedicated day for my plant updates and how it's growing day. And of course, like anything else, it really just depends, because it might be something awesome that happens sooner than that I want to share with you, or it could also be something like a sale that may only be a certain time frame, and so maybe it doesn't fit into that Tuesday, Thursday, or Sunday window. So you might get a bonus video somewhere along the way, just because I want to make sure that you have a chance to take advantage of those things. So but for the most part, in general, Tuesday and Thursdays will be my days. Tuesday, Thursday, Sundays, those will be the days when you should be expecting a video from me. And that's putting that out there just to hold myself accountable and to help you guys. So again, it will also be helpful if you subscribe and turn on your notifications so that you know when I do drop a video, and you won't miss any if I give you any little bonus tidbits throughout the week. The other thing I want to talk about, there are 2 things I want to talk about, are Goodreads and Audible. So if you're not familiar with Goodreads, I'll start with that first. Goodreads is a platform where you can essentially create like a reading community in terms of books that you've read, that you like to read, that you want to do reviews on, all of that. So it's a great way to kind of find your own little community of book lovers if you want, or just to put your opinions out there, thoughts and opinions on different books. I just started my Goodreads page in May of this year, so I ask that you please follow me on there. I will put the link for my profile down below, and you'll see also on my Pinterest page, if you please follow me on there, you'll see that there's a Pinterest board I've created called Goodreads, and I have listed a lot of the books. You'll see like the book covers on that board, and a lot of those books are some of my favorite books that I've read. Some of those books I read years ago, and then other books are more recent. And you will note, if you follow me on Goodreads, that I have done some actual reviews for some of the more recent books that I read. And I'm going to go back through and make sure I at least give a star rating. There's a 5-star rating that you can do, or a rating of up to, from 1 to 5 stars, I should say, that you can do. So at least you'll be able to know how I felt about the book. The newer books, I will be doing written reviews. I may go back and do written reviews for some of the old ones that I really feel like, had an impact, or that I felt, that I just feel like I want to express something about, especially if it was maybe a controversial book, or if I see reviews where people kind of viewed it in one light and I have like a totally different perspective on it. I definitely will probably toss a review out on it for that. And for my educators, I do have a couple of books on there too, not many, in terms of books that were helpful related to educational things, in terms of like the QRA. The QRI, if you are familiar with that, if that's your world, then you know what I'm talking about. If not, not necessary. But for any English teachers out there, any reading specialists, you might find some of those books helpful, and I also did reviews on that too. For those who are new, I don't know why my voice has been, all of a sudden when I went into this video, it started acting crazy. But anyway, for those of you who are not familiar with me, or you don't know about my background, I am a former special education teacher. I taught English as well as reading, and I was also a reading specialist, so I had all of that. So short to say that reading has really been my career. It's been my background. It's also something that I've always loved to do as a child, into adulthood. And so I kind of got out of reading when I stopped teaching and transitioned into my other job. Like, I didn't really read that much, but I have recently gotten back into reading, and so I'm trying to get back on track with that. I'm really trying to get back in the space of, unplugging for a little bit and just sitting down and reading, whether it be on a Kindle or actual, hard copy book. So Goodreads is going to help me be accountable for that, because you can create challenges on Goodreads for books, in terms of like how many books you want to read for the year. And I think I have set my goal for 12 books. I would like to meet and exceed that book and that goal. And again, I just started in May, so I think I'm up to 8 books, which is pretty awesome for this year. Essentially 12 books was 1 book a month, and I had been reading a couple months before that, so I did add those books in there as well, so you'll see that. But again, just please follow me on there, so maybe we can create a community and have some discussions on books. One thing I do want to note, my most recent books I have been reading, and that was, I actually just finished Viola Davis's Finding Me, great book, and also Gabrielle Union's You Got Anything Stronger. Both awesome books, both in my Goodreads profile. I know that I've done a review for Gabrielle Union's first book, We're Gonna Need More Wine. I'm not sure if I've already written a review for the second one yet, and I just finished the Viola Davis ones. I haven't done a review yet, but that will be coming. So follow me on there if you want to check that out. And that is a good segue into Audible. So Audible is affiliated with Amazon, or something through Amazon, if you're not familiar with Audible. And basically, it's a service that reads the book, allows you to download a book, and it reads it to you. So it's like having a read aloud service. During Amazon Prime week, whatever, they were offering a special where you could try the Premium Plus. I'm looking down at my notes here. The Audible Premium Plus. So there are 2 types of Audible memberships. You can get the Audible Premium. The Audible Plus, or the Audible Premium Plus. The Audible Plus is the cheaper of the 2. It's $7.95 per month. You do get a 30-day free trial if you want to try it out. The Audible Premium Plus, which is the plan that I'm currently on, you also get a 30-day free trial, but because, like I said, I signed up during the Amazon Prime days, they were giving a 3-month free trial. So I am in my 3rd month of that free trial, I do believe, because I think I started in July. So what that included and this is the main difference other than the price, between the Audible Plus and the Audible Premium Plus, is that with the Audible Premium Plus, you get one book credit per month, um, to download whatever it is that you want. And so I've been doing books, but Audible does have, podcasts. They have meditation programs. They have sleep tracks. They have originals, audiobooks. They have everything. So there's you're not just limited to books there. But for me, I was just downloading to read books or to read books. So the audiobooks is what I'm doing. And so far I've done two, and that was the Gabrielle Union book and the Viola Davis book. And so I'm up on my next credit trying to decide what I want to download for this month. I'm leaning towards the Cicely Tyson book, because one thing about Audible, and this is something that I think is what makes it worth it, definitely with the audiobooks at least, is that the narrators for the books, the narrator being the person reading the book to you or the read aloud voice, for the two books that I've had have been the author. So Gabrielle Union actually narrates her own book, and Viola Davis actually narrates her own book. So it's really awesome because you get to hear them telling their story essentially. And for me, it was almost like as if, I was sitting down listening to them tell the story to me. So it gave it a little bit more of a personal touch. And so that's one thing I like about Audible that you can't get from, reading the book, just sitting down and reading the paperback book or reading, on your Kindle. You don't get that experience. So that's one perk to Audible. That's not the case with all the audiobooks. They're not always read by the author, but in this case, with it being like, biographies essentially, they were. And so I really enjoyed that. So I would recommend at least doing the 30-day trial to see how that is. And if you're someone that's into things like podcasts, or you're looking for maybe some meditation or sleep things and all of that, you also have access to that on Audible. So I'd say you could use it and check it out and see if you like it, see if it's worth it. And again, the prices are $7.95 for the cheaper of the two. You don't get any credits with that, and that's kind of how Audible works. You can buy credits in like a package, and the credits mean it's kind of like paying for a download. So like one credit is equivalent to one download. Otherwise, you just pay per, whatever it is, download, whether it's audiobook or whatever else. For me, I've only done audiobooks, so I can only speak to that. And that's why I think for me, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep my Audible subscription once the trial runs out. Not because it's not good or not because I didn't enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoyed it and I really do like it. It also allowed me to multitask. I listened to those books a lot of times when I was doing like household things, like cooking. I would be listening to the book, or if I was cleaning out my closet actually listening to Viola Davis's book, and it was awesome because I was able to listen to that story while also getting something else that I needed to get done. And so I couldn't do that if I was sitting down and just reading the book. I couldn't be cleaning out my closet at the same time, or I couldn't be cooking dinner and reading the book at the same time. So that's when Audible comes in, and especially if you have children who may have deficits in reading, or they're just not the best readers. That way they can actually download the Kindle edition and follow along as they're listening to it being read on Audible. And that's really helpful for children, or even people in general, not just children, but anyone who may not be the best reader or who struggles with reading. You can follow along while you're listening, and that will definitely increase comprehension skills. So that's a good thing to have for people who may want to read, but maybe it's not their strong point, but they do enjoy reading or they enjoy being read to. Audible is definitely a great thing for that too. So again, another way to give access to people to things that they may enjoy but just don't have access to any other way. So that's my little teacher moment, teacher skill recommendation for Audible. But I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it just because I do have the time to sit down and read a book. But I do like the fact that, for example, a lot of times books come out in hardcover initially. And I like paperback. So, for example, the Gabrielle Union and Viola Davis books are new, relatively new books. And so right now they're out in hardcover. And I was just going to wait until they came out in paperback. I definitely plan to read them. I was just going to wait until they were available in paperback before I purchased them. So instead of having to wait before I could read their stories, I was able to have access to it on Audible. And so now, yes, I'll still be buying those books when they do come out in paperback, because those stories were both very great stories, and they're books that I want to own either way. So yeah, I will be getting those hard copies to have in my own personal library, but I do appreciate the fact that I was able to access them on Audible when they first came out, instead of having to wait for the paperback version. I just wanted to pop on, give you those updates, and just kind of give you an idea of what the channel is going to be looking like, and when to expect content from me, and what kind of content to expect. But for now, thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and check out the description box for my profiles on Goodreads.